Hello and good evening to all of you that are watching this. This is the penultimate round of the All Japan Championship. Round 5 coming to you at the beautiful Spa-Francorchamps over in Belgium. I am your commentator, myself, Lloyd Cole. We was just doing the BOPs for the drivers of that. So he'll be talking within a couple of minutes. Just to go on quickly talking about the points, since we're going down in towards the nitty gritty now. So I am with the introduction now with the drop point system. Now I've managed to calculate how much what is the drop points that they will have coming into this race. So Inman, with his poor outing at Autopolis last week, his worst finish of the season, that score will be dropped. So he stays on 34 points. Darth, who unfortunately isn't racing tonight, but has been replaced by Law, he sits on 30 points. And then Kofi, who had that strong outing at Autopolis, is now on to 28 points. Baldy won with the help of Nugatti getting the win last week. He's now sitting in 4th in the championship on 22. Don't forget, these are just dropped. These are the official drop score points now. Cro Magda on 20 points. Predje on 18. And La Bomba on 11 points. For the 300 class, it's Rascal, still 100% on the win ratio. Obviously, we had to take one drop score away out of his 4 wins of 4. So he sits on 36 points. He can clinch the title tonight if Chris finishes poorly. But he sits second in the points on 28. Jenny Bell on 25. Matty 21. Wiley on 17. And Lateral on 16, and Furious with his best run of the season, finishing, I believe it was second or third, I think it was, on 14 points. Now then, going into the success ballast then, going in for tonight's race, the championship leader is carrying 4% of weight ballast, as well as Law, and so too does Kofi. 3% is for Crow and the Baldy one, 2% for Predje, and La Bomba on 1%. Rascal in the 300 class is carrying 6% of weight ballast. Chris with 4, Matty, Jerry, and Wiley all on 3, Lateral with 2, and Furious on 1. So that's the weight and ballast of that complete. Also into the teams championship, which I haven't done the drop scores for that though. I don't think they do drop scores. I think Kobo can alliterate on that one, but Saku Diaz is sitting on 82 points. I don't know how you pronounce that. Races of the Lost Ark on 69, well. Blue Flag Racing on 60. Marokkan Seaman Umakuku Racing 47. The Body G's on 45. Team Ferrero Racing 42. And Fat Shashmi are on 39 points. I think we're just waiting here. Any more stuff that's going to be happening next week? Next Saturday. Will be the Spa race again. Well, we're going to be racing again at Spa for the 2.4 hour endurance race. I'm going to be in the booth with Rascal this time. He says he wants to take a little bit of a break from racing, so he's going to join me in the booth for that next week on Saturday. I think that's about, I forgot what time it was then. It's probably about 1:30 when the lobby starts, and I think we'll start qualifying at about 2. I don't know if Kobu's going to be competing in that. I don't know. I haven't checked really. I know for the fact Lateral's going to give it a go. So yeah, I don't know what else to say really, other than I am looking forward to this race. I've seen a couple of drivers there that are, been looking quite quick as of late. Predje's looking quite quick in his Honda. We did have a little practice race. We didn't see what Inman can do. I think Inman tends to practice by himself, where we've got the likes of Predje and Lord and all that, in the lobby together, and just testing out the thing and doing laps and all. So again, we don't know what Inman is like around here. We know he has won pole in season 4 of the race here when he was driving the GTR. So we'll see what Inman can do. But I know for a fact that Pridgey, Law, and the Bomber is also looking quite quick around here. Crow sort of struggling around here. He's been mostly racing on the medium tyres. Hasn't tried the soft tyres, but I think Crow seems to be too comfortable around Spa-Francorchamps. And Kofi as well. Kofi's looking quite quick too. As far as I know, I think he did a 30 lap race on Friday, which Kofi beat Law. And we know how improved of a driver Law is over the recent months now. So I'd say watch out for Pridgey, Inman, Law, and maybe Kofi too in that retrospective. For the 300 class, well, a bit of pressure will be on Rascal. He can actually win the championship here tonight, and he'll be sitting on like he's 4 for 4. He's possibly one of the favourites to go 5 for 5. But will the Ferrari do well at Spa? Who knows? We'll just have to find out in 30 laps time and see how strategy pays out. Which I think it could be a 2-stop strategy around here, around Spa-Francorchamps. I think if you go for a 2-stop, I reckon pitting it in on lap 10, 11, and then make your second pit stop at laps 20 to 21, sort of, if you will. I mean, Inman's always known for having like a 1-stop strategy, but I just think for this track, I think a 2-stop strategy is probably the safe bet here tonight. But yeah, also to mention too, the Baldy one is back with us. No Nugatti. He did jokingly say in one of the Discord chats that, I may not race again. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I think he was offering to Nugatti to ride that machine yet again. But no, Baldy one is back in it. It's good to have him back in the Lexus 2.
I definitely agree with everything you're saying.
He's back. He's back now.
For someone who doesn't know what they want to say next.
You actually gave me a little fright considering it's Halloween next week there, so there's my scare. There we go.
Well, yeah, definitely, you were going over all the talking points and I couldn't find a way to interject because you just kept on going.
Well, you can have that sheet of paper, just crumple it up and throw it away.
Well, everything was all good. Stuck checks went surprisingly smooth this time around.
Yeah, they all didn't get stuck, which is good to see. Obviously, you won't see it on the stream, but it was all nice and smooth. So let's just hope for some good clean racing within these 30 laps.
Yep, I want to note that Pridgey is running the Arta NSX livery today, where Law is taking over for Darth, has gone back for the Motul Autech GTR livery that Darth had made, and Inman is running the HKS livery right now, as opposed to the Wed Sport livery. See any other changes?
It's like the livery. It's the livery that he raced when he was in season 4. Also, another pink livery change from Wiley. It actually looks quite smart, actually. The blue and white Lambo. That looks quite nice. And I think that's just the only real change. Although, oh no, wait a minute. Forgot La Bomba. La Bomba and Matty have got a different paint scheme on their cars, respectively. Normally it was like black and blue and yellow. Now it's like a majority orange and silver.
Yep, so livery changes all around this time around, which I definitely like to see the variety of colors on the track. But we will be getting qualifying started as soon as everyone has finished their practice start, which should be in about 10 seconds time.
Also, one thing to note as well, that Lateral still does not have a sponsor. So, what a shame. We're just waiting for the 300s. That'll go nice and clean. And we will get qualifying started very So then, who's your picks then for the race tonight?
Picks tonight. Well,
It's definitely tough for the 500s. There's about at least 4 of them that can win.
yep. For the GT500 class, I am maybe expecting Inman again. He was blistering in the Group 3 season. He just came out of nowhere with with lap after lap, pretty much blowing out the rest of the drivers at this particular circuit. Qualifying has started now, so yeah, I think Inman is looking to be a good pick in terms of who will possibly take the win today, but I know that Kofi and Pred have put in a lot of practice, so we'll see where they sit and settle during the race. You know, it can change, you know, with the damage and possible incidents. Everything can change, so we'll see what they have up for us today and see how they showcase their driving skills.
So they're probably about halfway around out laps. Interested to note that the Baldy one is fuel burning already, while the others are just going all at it. I reckon that the tyres around here, they mostly come into life not on like your first fast lap, but the second fast lap. I think that's what really gets the time going. Because when I just did a little bit of practice with these guys before you started the lobby up. I think my first fast lap time was like a 2:08, and then like the second fast lap that I did, I was in like to the early 2:06s. So I think maybe the second lap, when you get into these tyres, when you get all nice and grippy, I think that's when you start seeing like some very fast lap times. Probably around about like a late 2:05, early 2:06s, roughly around about that for these guys for pole position.
And then it's already into the pits. So here's the thing. There's 10 minutes to get your best time. Laps take about 2 minutes, so there's a significant overlap where here it's kind of like Kyoto with Yamagiwa and Miyabi, where you only get really 1 lap that you can really try to get a lap. You could go for 2, but I think the most optimal one is to just fuel burn for 1 lap, which I think Inman and Baldy 1 have opted to do. So yeah, but right now we've got Kofi Juicy on his hot lap in front of everybody, so we can go ahead and follow with him and see how he is and what time he's going to set for us as the leader of this qualification pack.
Speaking Mr. Apex at Ravage, now it's a no name. Right on the curb there. Back end started dancing away, now going in towards the fast blue on corner, which is being a bit of a complacent for some of the drivers. They don't know how to take the line around there. I mean, there's a fast, daunting corner. It's also slightly downhill too in aspects at all.
Yep. I know I struggled with this particular corner, Puan. In particular, in the GTR, I didn't really like it. And I could have definitely been more aggressive in that corner, but I need to take it conservatively, and Spa is not my best track. So
again, Kofi's tail just waggling a bit there, going off of Stavro 2, now makes his way into Blanchimont. Now towards the final sector of the track, closely followed by Cro-Magnon. I think it's only just the Baldy one that's actually fuel saving, not in. He's just going all flat out through Blanchimont as well. So here we go. Inman takes a lot of curb in the chicane, so too does Chrome. Pole position will be a late 2:05, and he's done an early 2:06. That's a solid lap time for Kofi.
That is
Chrome is
solid.
already 1.2 back. Setting the mark already. Now let's just see what Law can do. Let's see where is Law. He's just entering into the chicane.
Bamba with a 2:06.5, going second.
Here comes Law. He comes across the line and just goes pole by 0.03 of a second.
Red J goes third with a 2:06.4.
And It's just still Inman in the Baldy one. It's yet to make a lap time. Again, Baldy is. I think Baldy's just going for the one lapper here and just fuel burning.
Very possible. If he is, he could technically go right now. Go for his in-lap for a swap of tires and still be back in time to make it before the 10-minute mark, and save his tires before he goes. So it's really up to how much fuel you want to burn. I do like this though. Baldy is definitely trying to maximize his chances.
Just looking at Inman there, he was purple in the first sector and nearly lost the car going on the incident no name, now into Puon. Keep an eye out on Inman because he was purple in sector 1, he's just approaching the Vandish gate. Just that looks past Stavilo 1 is where the end of sector 2 is, and see if he's still purple. Go then coming in towards Stavilo 1. Come across the sector 2 and he's 4 temps up, so Inman is flying around here. He's going to set the pole position time.
I definitely think that Spa is one of Inman's best tracks. He's shown that he is significantly faster here than any other track that he drives on. So I think he just really loves Spa.
Kofi's gone into the pits to put on another set of tyres, but let's see what Inman can do. This is pretty much going to be pole position here. It's probably going to be a mid 205. Yeah, mid 205, 205.5, and already stamping his authority on that pole position. And I think Law's quickest time was like a late 205, so I think Inman might have this pole wrapped up.
Well, I won't count Law out just yet. I know he's been practicing a little bit. We'll see what he can do with a little bit less fuel than Inman. If he comes out of the pits now, he should have enough time to fuel burn a little bit and conserve his tires going out for his outlap. Baldy one right now is now finally on his hot lap, so we'll see what he can do as well as he comes around the course.
Yeah, he's got 2 laps to do. It's just going to be interesting to see what Baldy can do as he's going down towards Puon. Again, at Pro Magna, he went quicker, 206.6, so he improved it by 6 temps. Only 7 thousandths slower than La Bomba. He's just making his way through Malmedy.
This one right here, Ravage, this particular corner is also one that I struggled with quite a bit. So the people who have mastered that corner, I definitely give them props because that downhill into the braking zone is definitely very hard to get right.
I think also one other thing I've just noticed too when I was practicing with them early was there's like a little bump when you're turning into Ravage as well, so that could be upsets the car. You just got a little, treat the throttle just a teensy bit around there, and then you don't need to use all the track off the corner to go into Donate.
Yeah,
but it is a difficult corner though.
Yeah, it's one of those corners where you need to scrub off some speed and then let the decline in elevation to essentially give you a little more momentum. See if you can get that weight shifted around to get that turn in.
Inman has actually gone quicker, I've just noticed there too. He's done a 205 dead. He's still set into the 204s. Holy moly, Inman is flying. He's a full second ahead of Law.
It's a 205.0, just flat. That's crazy.
Well, I thought pole position would have been a late 205, but Inman is absolutely flying. And I mean, we did say about I think he did touch up on it. He did get the pole position in the season 4 championship. So yeah, Inman definitely knows his way around this course here. But Law's got it all to do. He's got 30 seconds to go. Baldy set his time to 76.66. Oh god, that's a sign of the devil. That. Oh, and he's off. He's just lost it at no name. So that's Baldy wants qualified over.
He's got engine damage as well. 10 seconds to go.
I mean, just tried to use all of the track on the exit of No Name and got onto the AstroTurf, and around went the Lexus. I think that's also one thing we need to talk about too, is the AstroTurf, especially around Pouhon. That's definitely not a good place to let your car one ride in the middle of Pouhon, because it will just upset the car so much and you'll lose a hefty amount of time.
Yep, I definitely agree. AstroTurf, especially in certain parts of the track and in GT Sport in general, is always upsets the car. Either drags it off track or just you're gonna spin.
Yeah. Just noticed that Predje's gone second. Just keeping an eye on Pro Magnet because he is blue. He's faster than his time. It'll be good enough to pass La Bomba's time. If he could just get the chicane right, let's see what he can do. He will cross the line in a 2:06.5, a mid 2:06.5, and he does go ahead of La Bomba, puts him in 5th place, but nearly half a second away from Kofi. I'm just checking from Law. He sees blue. He's 2 tenths up, but not purple.
So we got La Bomba crossing the line right now.
He will stay in 6th.
We got Kofi right now.
Yeah. Makes his way. Absolutely fully committed on the exit of the chicane. And goes second, 2:05.4. Nice lap time.
Proves him to 2nd place. Law is coming in now. A little
Law
squirrely.
he could go ahead of Pred if he gets a good run up the chicane, and indeed he does. 2:05.5. And then we're just waiting for Predje, who gets it all wrong at the chicane and just slides up and just gave up. So Inman with a 2:05 dead is the pole position time, and then he's half a second quicker than Kofi.
Yep, that's unfortunate to see there with the with Predje and that going squirrely. Now with the the super pole at the 24 hours, they were going way wide out of that exit. I don't think that there was any sort of track limits during their pole lap.
Especially off from Inman there, that was just a sensational lap time from Inman. Are you sure he's actually got 4% in his car?
I'm sure.
So everyone is all finished their qualifying. We'll just Michael was just going to reset the track, and then we'll get the 300 boys out on the track for their 10-minute session. Once when Cobra will change the tyre where the tyre is free, that is when the GT300s will go out on the track, and out first will be Lateral, the guy that's desperately needing a sponsor. Hopefully he can pick up a sponsor for the finale in Suzuka. As you see, Lateral back after missing out on Autopolis last week, so it's good to see him back.
Looks like we're seeing some fuel burning going on already with Lateral.
Oh yeah, and Furious as well as well, I thought Jenny was going to fuel safely before Fudge. No, I'm just not going to do it. Looks like Matty and Rascal will go at it and all.
Jury is going to fuel burn.
I just wanted to be ahead of Furious.
So it looks like Chris is not going to fuel burn and instead is going to take 2 hot laps.
So to the Wiley. I don't know if you've got Wiley showing on the stream there, but I just like that livery.
Yep, that is a very pretty blue. I do like the look of that color. Oh, Lateral.
Oh, he's well. If you keep doing like that, you're not going to get any sponsors, Lateral. What are you doing? Never seen someone go off like that before. I don't know if he was trying to drift it around Malmedy. Sorry, Rivard, sorry.
Well, while everyone is getting out on their out laps right now as Wiley goes into the wall, I wanted to go ahead and bring attention to the Spa 2.4 hour, like Savvy had mentioned before. That will be when is
Next
the
Saturday.
next Saturday. So next
on the
Saturday
31st.
we'll be having the Spa 2.4 hour. Now, it is only coincidence. I did not think I would be listing Spa here during the 24-hour weekend. But I did. Sometimes things just work out.
Are you going to give it a crack next week?
So, Saturday. So, I'm actually working that day, so I will not be able
so
to take a
that'd be a
crack.
no-go.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But I will have Friday through Saturdays off, Friday through Sunday off now, so I will be able to take a crack at some Friday through Sunday series in the future. So I definitely look forward to participating as a driver again.
And there's an upcoming event that Techno Guys just posted in one of the chats too about a flashback series in which we've had previous championships before that we showed, like the Super Formulas, the Renault Cup cars, etc. So I think that's going to be quite entertaining.
Yep. I want to go in detail in regards to that season as well. So, as we are heading into the Season 5 of the Group 3 Championships, we are going to be having a Flashback Championships. What is going to be is the best of the best in all of the races that we've had since the start of ARC. So, the 90 Minutes of Le Mans, the GAN Cup Trophy, the MX-5 Roadster, the Super Formula, and even the Group 3 Championship. There will be, I believe, there's 5 rounds, which is featuring all of these with a multi-class with the Le Mans 90-minute endurance. So, we are going to be showcasing that as All Japan Championship comes to a close next week. We will be having that Flashback Championships coming as a return, so I definitely recommend that anyone who wants to participate. It has a driver's role requirement. Go ahead, hit up the Discord, attend a rookie race, get your license, and we'll see you on the track.
Meanwhile, all the others are just speaking over. Well, Chris just approaching the bus stop, chicane, as we're nearly halfway through this qualifying. And Chris, who desperately needs a good result here just to keep that title fight going into towards Suzuka, because he is 8 points adrift from Rascal. He sets a 2:18.4 by Matt, well, it says 2:20 on my screen. So I don't know what's right there. But anyway, pole position so far for Chris, 2:18.4. Wiley does
2:20.
A 2:22, this says on my screen now, 2:22.5. I think it's 2:13.4 for Matty.
I think Matty did another outlap, so let's see. Rascal is gone 2:17.7. I want to bring attention to the Group 3 times from last season. So pole was roughly at 2:15. With ballast, this is obviously going to make it more difficult. So we'll see if Chris can improve on his 2:18 at the moment. I'm definitely sure that the Aston Martin can do a little bit better than that. So we'll see what we can do.
Rascal's picked up a half-a-second penalty shortcut in either Eau Rouge or Radion. Bounds at Kemmel Street, which there are 3 penalty bounds around here. The start-finish street before La Source, Kemmel Street, where Rascal just went to, and after Stavelo 2 is where the 3 penalty bounds are at. Furious goes third, 2:19.596, and I've seen Furious and how he's racing around here, and again, very competitive. I think he's starting to get a bit of confidence behind the Corvette now. I think he did get second place last week, didn't he? Or was it third?
He got third place, which I definitely congratulate him for getting. That was a very great showing from him.
So I think he's just getting to grips now with the Corvette. I mean, obviously it's a bit too late now to win the 300 title, but it's It's good to see. We're just seeing Furious up there now, battling with the likes of Chris and Rascal now.
Yep, I want to see Furious in the next Flashback Championships as well as Season 5.
We were talking about Furious. He's gone purple in the first sector.
Oh, yeah, see,
Yeah,
Jerry Bear
he's
is
got
right
purple.
behind him. Jerry Bear is right behind him with a purple sector as well, so we'll see what's going on in terms of lap times.
This is the real critical bit, the second sector, how all these technical corners is. You know, you've got the hairpin, double fast left-hander, you've got a chicane, a third gear chicane. If you get on the brakes really late at Fania, Jerry Bear a little sideways off No Name, and then Stavilo 1. It's a very annoying corner. It's like a 90-degree corner. It feels so slow, that corner.
Yep.
And then that's sector 2 complete. It's really, this part of the track, sector 2 is what can, you know, make and break your lap time.
Yep, I believe that the Sector 2 is probably the biggest time loss out of any other sector on this track. With the sectors being so spread out, it's just very hard to tell whether or not you're doing well until you get to the end of the sector line.
Yeah, he lost a bit of time. I don't think he took the exit to find the chicane over well. He didn't take a good line through there. He's lost some time too. He's blue. May improve Maddie's time. He's just a tenth quicker. 2 minutes to go.
We'll see what he does as he comes into the bus stop.
I haven't seen what Lateral's doing, but Lateral is now doing some fast laps. He's going to have at least one more lap in him. Furious, he does improve.
Jerry Bear goes third.
Lap time from Jerry. They've had a bit of help for a bit of slipstream off Furious. I think that's why he wanted to stay behind.
Chris is on an outlap, so he's swapped tires, so he'll be able to cross the line before the 10-minute mark is over. So we'll check back with him, see how he's doing.
Lateral's just gone third, 219. It doesn't say 219, but 218.569. So Lateral up to third, only 800 slower than Chris. One minute to go now. And I think, to my knowledge, I think the one that's going to be quite close will possibly be Matty. I don't think Rascal will have time to do another lap, although it might be close though for Rascal. He's just going in towards Blanchimont with 30 seconds to go. I think Furious has gone purple again in Sector 1.
I am currently riding on board with Chris as he starts his outlap, or his hot lap. Matty goes second.
Oh, good lap time there. What's he done? 2:18.4. He's got time to do another lap. I don't think Rascal's got... No, he's just came across the line, so he's got it down. So that's qualifying over. Everyone's got another lap in them. The first one that's going to come across the line will be Furious.
Chris is 3/10 up right now.
Furious is 4/10 up, but he's in blue. He's not purple, unfortunately. I'll keep an eye on Furious while you see Chris. Oh, Furious, he may have just used all of the... Yeah, that's compromised him a bit. No penalty, even though he dipped all 4 wheels on the that light blue bit of Blanchimont. Furious could do. Out of the chicane, gets it sideways and around he goes. So that lap time's done. Jerry goes third, 2:18.4. Puts Chris down to fourth, but you said Chris is on a lap.
Yep, Chris is currently on a lap right now. He's coming up to the sector line. He's gotten every corner right so far.
And he too is also putting a lot of practice in as well. We didn't see a lot of Rascal racing with us.
He is
4/10 up.
Yeah, 4/10.
So he will definitely go second at this rate.
He needs to get a good bus stop at this point, I think, to improve his chances to be behind Rascal.
Well, he's only 700 slower than Maddie's time in second, and he's just gone through Stavilo 2 and all. But I don't think he can find 3/10 at the chicane. I don't think he can. He'll definitely get second place, but I don't think he'll get pole. No.
There he goes, 2:18.0.
Here comes Matty. He makes his way to what? Oh no, who's that in front? That might be. Oh, Lateral's lost it at Puon, so his lap time's done. Wiley doesn't improve. Oh, it's now down to Matty. See what he can do. And he does not improve.
And see what Rascal is going to do. As the pole sitter.
Makes the odds because he's got a guarantee pole. Oh, he goes even quicker. So there you go, 2:17.5 for him. So about 12 seconds slower than the Inman's pole position time.
So it looks like Lateral is coasting to the end of the lap, so we'll just go ahead and swap it over so I can go ahead and sort the grid, and I will be right back.
It's actually pretty close considering pole to fifth is just a second. That's quite close, right? Around Spa. It's very close.
Fairly close, yes.
Oh. Right, hang on, let me get the internet up. Hopefully this will not crash my laptop like it has done this last week, which has been so annoying. So I'm just going to get the chat up here. Hold on. I'm just hoping and praying it just doesn't crash on me. Please, just don't. So as far as I know, we've got 19 people that are watching. Give this race a thumbs up. I think it should certainly be interesting. I'll probably hear my own voice here in a minute. Oh god, there it is. I've got such an annoying voice, haven't I? So Jake should win in the 500s and the 300s. The Rascal stamping his authority yet again in the 300s, as well as Inman in the 500s. People say that they can't wait for the flashback. I think sign-ups was out today. I think it was. I'm not too sure. I didn't check up a lot up on that. So yeah, we've got 12 people now liking. Yeah, we've got 19 people. So whoever the 7 people are that are not watching it, give it a thumbs up. Any more people in the chat then see who Jink will win in these races in the 300s and the 500s? I think Kobe was saying about Inman maybe winning it, and possibly with the way Larasco's racing around here, I think it could be ominous that he will win around Spa. It's just pretty much the people that are racing in it. We've got Lauren here. Fred J is also in there. Oh, there's Dougie. So you could beat me in Chile, Team Waven right West. But I hated them. I hate that team. Back in the old grid days, I wanted to punt them off. Really did. I think the 500s is going to be a good battle there. I think Inman, Law, Fred, and I forget who the other one is now. Damn it. The other guy. That could be quite close there for the win. I don't think Inman's going to be as dominant as we have seen it before. We know how good Law is. Law drove the Honda, I think. Yeah, he drove the Honda. Obviously, the Honda and the Nissan are two completely different machines, but Law was quite quick on Friday. Just needs to sort out the fuel, and then he'll be good. Well, technically that will make Davey happy. I don't know who Davey is, but yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah. It's the other guy time. That's what it is. just waiting for Kobu just to set out the qualifying times, and then we will get the penultimate round underway. 30 laps around this over 4 mile track. Just noticed there, Jerry Bear doing a couple of donuts there, and Chris parking the bus at La Source. I think that's the Baldy one also. We're just wanting to show in the pits. So hopefully, have you got qualifying underway now? Qualifying underway? Okay, it's just finished, Sean. What are you on about? Looks like a lot of people may start on medium tyres instead of the softs. See a whole bunch of yellow M's there. Looks like Lateral was going for the softs, maybe? No, he's just stopped his car. I don't know what he's going to be doing. Crow's come out on mediums, which we have seen a lot of him. He's sort of struggles around here, especially around with those medium tyres. Wiley, I think he's just came out the pit lane. He's on to medium tyres. Lateral's gone into the pits. Let's see what all the others are doing. So Crow is on mediums, Matty's on mediums, the Bomber's on mediums, Wiley's on mediums, Chris, Rascal both on mediums. Baldy looks like he's going to start on mediums, as well as the Furious, Jerry, Predgy, Inman. We are missing one. Is it Kofi? Might be Kofi. I think Kofi's exit out of it. He needs to come back in. So it looks like everyone is going to start this race on medium tyres apart from Lateral, who is qualifying 5th in his class. No, Kofi's there. We are missing someone. He's also on mediums. Who are we missing? Is it Jerry? Oh, Jerry spectating, I think. Does his name show up there too? Oh no, his name's there. Oh, there we go. We got all of them up. Oh, it was Law. He's also on mediums. So it's only Lateral that may start this race on softs, and all the rest on mediums. Just noticing there, Chris just going head on into what's P1.
Okay.
Significant damage there. Oh, there's Kobu.
Assuming that everyone checks off the qualification results, we have our grid order. So, I could go ahead and send that over to you, so you can go ahead and read it off.
Oh, hold on. Let me exit it out of the thing. Right. So here we go. So on pole position, Inman with that absolutely stonking lap time, 2 minute 5 dead, and he was 4.5 tenths quicker than Kofi. Law half a second back, but just over a tenth shy of Kofi's time. Predgy 4th, Crow in 5th, 1.5 off Inman's time. The Bomber's 6th, and he was just about 800 slower than Crow's time, and the Baldy one with a 207.666 in the 300s. It's Rascal with a 217.5, only time to be in the 217s. No, Chris in second, 218.0, and Matty with a 218.410. Jenny Bear only half a tenth slower than Matty, and then Matado just about a tenth slower than Jenny's time. And then in sixth in class is Wiley in the Lamborghini, 218.946. And rounding out the rear, Furious 2, 219.387. So 2.6 separated first to last in the 500s, and then in the 300s, 1.8 separates pole to Furious. It's going to be quite an interesting race, this, Kobu.
Yep. One thing I want to note is that most of the drivers, aside from Rascal, who we don't count because he's an alien, did not touch the 217s, which I think is interesting. Maybe that ballast is definitely hurting some of the other drivers, so...
It's definitely not hurting Rascal anyways.
I think he may have been right, where the putting on that extra weight is making it more drivable, because I definitely don't like driving that Ferrari.
You just need to stick an elephant in this car or whatever, just to slow him down at least. He's got to get 6. He's going to get all 6 wins here, Kobo. We need to stop this.
I definitely don't know what I can do to hamper him other than chopping his legs off.
Or just give him no tires at least.
He can only drive on hards. That's all he can have.
Yeah, he's just permitted to just race on hards. But although we've seen last week, Nuggy can race on hards and still win the race. So you never know. Rascal might do the same around Suzuka. Although Suzuka's still a fast racetrack, that will probably help the Ferraris at least. So everybody just in the chat there, just wishing each other good luck, and hopefully we'll have ourselves a clean race. We know a lot of contact, because I know there was a bit of outrage, but there was a lot of contact in the last race, but there was no reports, surprisingly, which was a bit odd, because we did see a lot of contact during Autopolis. So, Rascal saved my tyres. He's probably watching the stream. Just checking to see if... I think Lateral's going to be the only one that's going to start on soft. It's very interesting, though. Very interesting. I think, the 500 guys will probably lap the 300 guys. But I reckon maybe 2, maybe 3 times at least. Because it's a big track. I think this race will be like an hour and 5 minutes long. So I think what was the gap? 12 seconds. So if you like some calculations, it must be about like 2. And then if you've got like the guys that are struggling at the back, maybe be lapped about 3 times. So. Interesting, but we will get round 5 underway soon. And as I say before, I hope we get to see some clean racing, which we have seen many a time in the ARC. And I think no doubt this will be quite fun to see too. We'll be wishing them good luck. I wish I could wish them good luck, but no, I don't wanna. Here we go then. The final is about to start. You can do the starting grid then for round 5, Kobu.
Yep, so in the GT500, we've got Inman, Kofi, Law, Pred J, Crow, La Bamba Negra, and the Baldy one. That's going to be your grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we're looking at, in the GT300 group, Larascal in first, Chris in second, Maddie in third, Jerry in fourth, Lateral in fifth, Wiley in fifth, or sixth, and Furious in 7th place. And we get started with the grid as Inman gets off the line, and we're going to get started on our manual rolling start.
Now they're going to be starting the race, not this part of the track, but after Lassal's hairpin, isn't it?
Yes. It has been found to be the safest way to start the race, as everyone seems to be very aggressive going into that turn 1. So we've decided, at least the staff has, to push the start of the race further backwards, or forwards, towards the, after the first turn.
And hopefully, Inman can actually go before going in towards Eau Rouge, because when he took the pole in the Season 4 Championship, he didn't get going just before going in towards Eau Rouge and then flat out through Radion. I mean, even though he passed the start-finish line like 5 miles ago. So hopefully Inman will get it going, you know, just approaching it to Eau Rouge. So I'm hoping, Inman, if you're watching the stream, just go when you go across the finish line or whatever.
Yep, so the stacking zone begins right after the bus stop into the final straight towards the finish start line, and the green zone is right after turn 1, right before the Circuit de Spa Francorchamps headboards over the cars. So we'll see how this gets started. GT500s at the front, GT300s in the back, with a little bit of space in between so we can watch both of the starts. I'm going to check and see I do not have replays, so let's see if I can jump out real quick and jump back in, see if that fixes it.
Noticing here that the 300 guys, all of them are saving fuel except for Predjay. Predjay's going along in third gear while the others are going in second gear. They'll probably have their fuel mixtures up too, just to save that bit more extra fuel in their cars. But to me, Predjay's not wanting to save any fuel, he's just wanting to get on with it.
I think,
I mean, obviously that's important though, to save as much fuel as you can before a race.
that is one of the things that with the manual rolling start is trying to get your fuel mix up and maintain space awareness when doing the rolling start. That was one of the things that definitely gave the advantage over anyone else who did not do that thing. So I definitely recommend fuel saving by bringing yourself up in gears and then bring your fuel mixture up so that you can save as much fuel as possible.
And I know Predjay's been watching the stream because he's posted a couple of comments in there, so Predjay, do it. So then the 500 class, they're making their way through Blanchimont, weaving the tyres just to get the optimum grip on these tyres, and then Inman can dictate the pace where he will go. It says hopefully not before going into towards Eau Rouge, just on the start for the straight, we'll be all good to go. Well, the 300 class are just making their way in towards Blanchimont. They'll be at least 30 seconds back, or at least. I don't think they'll penalise them when they're just before 30 seconds, which would be quite harsh on them.
Alright,
So,
form up is now, so they should start stacking.
double file, going in towards the Lassos.
Let me tell you, this is the one thing that I love about the manual rolling start is just everyone forming up, getting in that line, and getting ready to get started.
It's been a good addition actually, because we did see a lot of great racing, well, especially to start with the season 4. So I think having the manual rolling start's been a good addition. Here we go then. The line's there. He should get going now. There he goes.
So Inman taking the lead already, going ahead and heading into Eau Rouge and Radion. Kofi in second, Law in third, Predjay and Crow, Labamba in the Baldy one.
Oh, they're going to go free abreast. They're going to go free abreast going into as they come. No, they just sort themselves out. Just a TT bit. There's going to be contact through there. Bit Bessie from fourth on back. Baldy tried to stick his nose in between Bomber and Crow.
And LaRascal is off.
I'll keep it out on the 500s if there's anything going on. The Bomber goes side by side through Rivage, and the Bomber's got the position.
There's a little bit of contact in the back, so we've got a little bit of change in position. Lateral is on the outside of Matty right now. Matty
He's got damage. Lateral's already got damage. Oh, Furious was timed his braking and gets the car all wrong. It's quite interesting to see that Lateral's only got front end damage, but no one's got rear damage, so I don't know how and who that will go into the back of, but he's sliding his way through Lavage.
Rascal is falling down the order, currently in 12th on the inside of Matty right now.
Wiley goes a little bit off at No Name. So I wonder if Rascal's just taking it easy. I mean, it's not a marathon, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. He'll be happy to sit there, but we have seen before, especially in Kyoto, he gets involved in an incident and can still win the race. So we can't out Rascal just yet as we look at the 500s, and then still in the lead, three-quarters of a second ahead of Kofi, and then Law in second, top three all close within a second.
Right now, we're looking at a fairly close race. Baldy one is up there right now in front of Labamba. Crow fell down the order. Is there any damage? Doesn't look like it. Everyone seems clean so far.
Lateral's gone into second place in the 300s, even though with that front end damage. Like I said, he is on the soft tyres, and Matty's having a look on the inside at bus stop.
Ooh, the little touch.
Don't touch. Let me try to get it up over to you. And there's another contact there. And now Latto's got front right suspension damage now because of the hit from Matty. And Matty's okay.
I'm a bit miffed that I don't get any.
Oh, he gets into him. He wants to hurt him. He really wants to hurt Latto.
This is already a rough start for the GT300s. Seems like there's a little bit of drama going on right now. This is giving Chris an advantage right now. He's already got almost a 3-second lead, 2.7 seconds.
I mean, how annoyed would you be if you're Latto? I mean, it's a 13-lap race. Was there any need for Matty to just make a last-ditch attempt there to pass? There's like another 27 laps to go. There was no need for Matty to do that, really.
Yeah, and right now they're going to try and make an outside pass. Lateral is on the soft tires, so I feel like Lateral's just kind of...
It's the only one on softs. All the rest are on mediums.
I feel like Lateral is just kind of like, I don't want to be behind anyone who's on a medium tire right now. He wants to get out, but with that damage, I don't know if he's going to want to maintain his position. I feel like it's going to hurt him more than it's going to help him. I feel like going in for repairs is going to be a better idea at this point. He doesn't need to change tires.
Yeah, I think that's probably the wisest choice because this track will definitely hurt you. As I was saying, I mean, his car still looks quick enough. He is slowly catching up on Chris. I mean, he has improved some gainments on there, Chris. But I think you're right there. You know, you can change tyres, make your pit stop, repair the damage. After you change tyres, just go on a big set of run on that soft tyres. Even though you will be last, it may help you come the end of the race because maybe the others will be on the soft tyres. But
he's just going to be losing so much time in the straights. There's the two really long straight sections at Spa, and that aerodynamic damage on his front is just not going to help him at all. You can see right now, Matty is already on the rear, despite being on the worst tire.
Bit of movement and shuffling, movers and shakers in the 500 class there. Lost a bit of ground to Kofi, got under the pressure of Predji, and Predji tried to pass Law around the outside in the Lecombe, missed his braking points. However, the Baldy one slid in the middle of the Lecombe chicane and lost the spot to La Bomba. So Bomba's up into top 5, Baldy's down to 6th, and Cromac is still there and touch distance 7th place, although Bomba's picking up half a penalty.
So he's going to need to serve that penalty as soon as he can.
Deary me, Baldy and Crow going at it, going into Stefania. Crow's got that 6th place now, so Baldy down to 7th.
So around these corners, you will naturally lose some of your penalty time here. So the important thing to note is that you should try to burn at least the amount of the penalty that you've earned. So if it was a half-second penalty and it naturally burnt off 0.3, you should still try to burn at least a half-second.
Back up at the front though, Inman is starting to pull away.
Baldy won with a half-second penalty.
And he serves it at the start-finish line. So that puts the Bomber back up into 6th and Baldy down last place in class. And it feels sort of separated now, they're all single file. There's no real battling going on at the moment, or we'll just see Bomber getting sideways off the last source.
We're looking at Lateral's tire wear, but also just in general his position. He continuously extends his gap to about a second to a little bit. Oh, as Matty gets it all wrong.
Wow.
He's gonna get caught up by Jerry and Larascal at this point with that going onto the AstroTurf. But Lateral was extending that lead with the soft tires, but he's always gonna get caught up in the straight sections just because of the aero damage. So it's kind of not taking advantage of the soft tires, and it's just being better able to take the corners at this point.
Matty gets the bus stop chicane all completely wrong. Jerry Bear's wanting to get that second spot there as Furious has got half a second, maybe a 1/10 penalty. And now Rascal's going to take the opportunistic moment there and take 4th place away from Jerry. through he goes. So Rascal gains a spot. Just got to check up on how the championship points will look as it stands. So Chris would be... Rascal will still stay on... Rascal will be on 48 points because if this point... so Rascal will be on 48, including the drop score points if he stays where he is now. And Chris would be on 40 points, I reckon. So the gap will still be about 8 points going into the finale.
At this point, Chris is definitely taking the most advantage of the situation right now. I think what he wants is Matty to hold up Rascal as much as possible.
Yeah, I think if my calculations are right, if Rascal can get by Matty, then that's the 300 title sewn up for Rascal. No, my bad. I don't know math. I still get confused with the drop score thingy.
I've been doing most of the point table stuff, so I haven't had Crow doing his Excel sheet wizardry. So it's mostly been up to me to make sure that I am keeping track of all of that, but I am only doing them as they are going instead of having the predictable results available. So we will have to see once this race ends to see what type of situation, whether Rascal can't lose the championship after this round.
So the guy who's lost a lot of ground has actually been Predje. The problem really gets no name all wrong. Predje had a bad lap time, 2:11.2, so he's lost a lot of ground on Law, but he's fallen into the clutches of Pro Magda. So Predje, I thought one of the fastest guys that we saw on Friday, is sort of struggling around here. Wouldn't expect that.
The GT500s right now, they're coming around the stave lot, and let's say about 2 laps time we'll start seeing the traffic come into play, and that's going to be a big effect on whether we might see some more overtakes come soon.
Fair play to Lato, still holding up that second place with that damaged front and wide suspension damage, but he's not gaining that much on the press. He's nearly 5 seconds away from this battle for second place. Again, Rascal looks a bit more closer, but I mean the problem is getting by Matty, the gatekeeper. We know what he's very good at defending his position, Matty. So this is going to be a little bit tricky for Rascal to get by.
Yep, I think Rascal will have a tough time. Even I've had a tough time trying to get around Matty, so we'll see how this plays out. I'm closely watching this battle for second place in the GT300 class, so we'll see what's going on as it develops.
Gap between Kofi and Inman is slowly coming down, less than 2 seconds now, so Kofi's starting to find his range now. Oh, it's Inman! Oh, Inman might have a moment! Oh, I thought Inman nearly had a huge moment there.
Lateral is off right now.
Oh. Is he? Oh, he's going to lose. He's got a second penalty. I was just looking at Inman there because he got Malmedy completely wrong, and Kofi's now 6/10 of a second. So, you know, battle reunited for the lead.
So the lateral will serve as penalty.
That's not what lateral needed.
Jerry Bear will get the position as he had the more straight line and see if he tries to get the braking into the bus stop. Looks like he will. He will go and head into the pits at this point. 6 laps in.
It's just Rasmus. I mean, Lauro just can't get a break, can't he? He just literally cannot get a break. It's been the story of the season, isn't it?
I think he's acquired damage every race so far in particular racing incidents, I think. Nothing that was, ill-aimed towards him, just racing incidents and some misjudgments.
I think the one there with Matty, I think that was a bit not so professional, Matty, to do that, because I mean he was quite desperate to get by on Lando when there's like another 25 odd laps to go in the race. So it's a tough break for Lando. Kofi's got a 1 second penalty. That's going to hurt him.
I agree.
It's kind of funny going back to Lando because he said his best finish was that 4th place at Tokyo, but he said he wasn't looking forward to that track. But it's his best finish of the season. It's just been some of his favourite tracks that he's just always caught up in incidents. He's got some sort of damage and driving mistakes too. So, I feel for Lando, I really do.
Yep, I definitely do too. As much as I'd like to throw karma at him, it is always unfortunate to see.
Oh! Preggy all wrong there at No Name. Get the back end away.
Yeah. It's always unfortunate to see racing incidents. No one wants to have one of those, and it definitely can get you hot in the collar very quickly when they happen. So
You're not going to be the top of Lando's Christmas tree, anyways, for that reason.
Matty
again.
Getting the Blanchimont wrong.
Oh, and he's got the bus stop hole wrong too. Nearly gets into Rascal too. I think Matty's been somewhat being quite aggressive there. Nearly comes up back on the racing line. That was where Rascal was going to go into the racing line at the chicane, and then Matty just puts his car back on that line. So Matty's got to be careful here. He's still got a bit of dangerous driving.
Up in Super GT, they call it morally hazardous. So if they're driving dangerously, it can result in penalty points, and it can also result in disqualification over the course of a race. It's not a penalty system we have here at ARC, but it definitely will be stewarded to see if any sort of issues may occur over the course of the race. We have our drivers report any particular incidents to the penalty staff.
Jerry Bell on the inside of Wiley, that will be for 4th place in class, and through he goes. Just sort of gets the second part of the Lecombe chicane, so back into 4th goes Jerry.
Right now I am currently following the Rascals' battle with Matty. It's pretty much one of the closest battles at the moment. I see that the GT500 class is now coming up on the back on traffic, so This is going to start affecting the race.
Oh God, Kofi again. That might be another penalty on Kofi. He didn't put all 4 wheels off of No Name. And there it is, half a second penalty. He's trying, and he's going to come under a lot of pressure from Law, but there's some heavy traffic in front of them. That'll be the battle with Furious and Wiley and Jerry. And I think Inman has gone by at least 2 of them. Getting held up behind Jerry Bell, but he's entitled to have his own racing line. It's just that Inman has to find a way by, but there's no Mercedes in front of him, and there he goes. And Kofi will have to burn that penalty. That was going to be lose that second spot now to Law. He's just passed the Furious and all. Oh, this is a bad part of the place to catch lap traffic, isn't it? Through Blanchimont.
Yep.
Flat out through there. Oh no, just diving out there on Jerry Bell going into the chicane. They've caught up to Inman though. He's gained at least a second on him.
We'll see if this is if they'll start finding their pace, or if it's just gonna be a battle between Law and Kofi.
They are going to catch up now to the battle between Matty and Rascal. And I think that's going to be the worst time for Inman to catch them going through La Source. That's Radley on an old rouge, so this is going to be a nightmare for Inman to get by both of them at least. He's going to scrub off some speed.
I am not envious of Law right now. They're coming up onto Lacombe, so see how... Yeah.
Rascal's got in the second.
Oh man, that's a lunge if I've ever seen one.
That was a huge lunge there. That was like a do or die attempt. And he's going to get held up behind Matty. Yeah, so I think he's lost about at least half a second there. Course sideways and Ravage.
Oh, that's gonna give Kofi. That's giving Kofi front bumper damage, so he's got arrow damage now. Law got away, didn't get any damage from that tap.
Oh, did he have contact with Law? That was.
Yep. Kofi
okay.
had a little bit of a tap into Ravage. That was a two-wide situation into Ravage, GT300 and GT500, all over the place.
Can Law find a way by GT300 leader? Yes, he does. Nice and cleanly. Kofi may get held up behind Chris going towards Blanchimont. Again, worst corners to catch a lap car is at Blanchimont, Pouhon, and Eau Rouge, I reckon. I think those are like the worst corners to catch lap traffic.
Yep, and through all of that craziness, Rascal has made his way past Matty.
Kofi's into the pit lane to fix his tyres. In fact, that's actually smart strategy there, because we're on to lap 10 out of 30, so that's definitely the first of the two pit stops he's having. So I think that's quite lucky there to Kofi have that pick up that damage.
Yep, I think if he's going to do that, he might as well go ahead and see if he can get an extra lap out of his medium stint if he's going to do 2 stops. So he's done 9 laps, he needs to do 11, and then if he can make the softs last for an entire 10-lap stint, then he'd go onto the softs at the end of 20.
So come out now, freshly damage free.
Matty's actually catching on the Rascal right now.
Now Matty's got his teammate, the Bomber, right behind him, so what's going to happen here? With the Bomber getting in the mixes, Matty getting sideways off
Rascal went a little wide too.
It's a heated battle for second place, actually, and it definitely is. And is Matty going to allow the Bomber? Oh, he's definitely not, isn't he? Oh, Matty!
Well, at that point,
Matty's
I don't think Matty had much of a choice at that point, because Labamba was already getting a little bit of an overlap through the corner, and Matty could not switch back to a side that would give Labamba the inside. So there wasn't much that Matty could do other than stick to his line, stay where he's at.
Lost a little bit of ground, but I think to my reckoning, Rascal's catching up with Chris. Chris has lost at least 2 seconds now. Has Chris got damage? No, doesn't have damage at all.
I think the traffic has hurt him a little bit.
The traffic may have hurt him, yeah, definitely. But Chris lost a lot of time.
Well, we have found that, at least in certain cases, that starting on the softs first has not necessarily netted a positive result. So we'll see if switching onto the softs in the middle stint or going for the last stint might help as Chris goes into the pits.
As well as Law, Boldy one's also in, so this is the first of their 2 stops. I think one of the GT300s also was at the pits. I reckon. Yeah, it was Chris and Matty, as well as Furious. Rascal picks up the lead now. And Law just comes out ahead of Kofi, 6.2 back. Kofi had a bit of struggle getting by Jerry at last source.
This is the point in time where all of the racing action changes over. Matty's going onto the soft tires. But yeah, all of the racing action is spread out right now. We're going to be seeing a lot of the pit strategies come into play around lap 20. That's where I suspect lap 19, 20, 21, depending on everyone's pit strategies. We have not yet seen Inman to come in yet. He is at 25%, so he is probably expecting to come in for maybe a two-stop. We'll see if he tries to do a one-stop this time around.
See the replay there of Rascal picking up a 2-second penalty. I think Law was trying to get by him and had to shortcut through Rouge Radion, so Rascal picked up a 2-second penalty, so that may fall into the hands yet again of Chris, who regained the lead back. And Matty too, since he's now on the soft tyres, he'll be definitely a little bit quicker than Rascal, or maybe at least come out ahead of Rascal.
Yep. Right now, Rascal is at 25%, so if he's got enough in the tank to go 4 more laps, I think he's pretty much locked in on one stop. So we'll see if that's what his plan is.
Just seeing the gap between Matty to, as Preggy comes into the pit lane for his first of 2 stops, what's the gap then between Matty to Rascal? It is about 19 seconds, so at this rate, I think Matty will still come out ahead of Rascal.
Yep, I think
Jerry's flashing red, so he'll be pitting this time by. Rascal's got like 25% of fuel. Is he going for a one-stop?
Yep, that's what I was talking about. So I think he may be planning a one-stop strategy with roughly three laps to go till about halfway through the race. So we'll see what he's got planned, and we'll see how it develops.
Pridge's come out on a set of softs. He's the first of the 300 guys to change tyre compound.
We see a 2.8 second, about 3-second gap. 2.5 now. It's dropping rapidly between Matty and Chris. So this is a developing battle that will be coming up very soon.
Yeah. Chris is on the mediums while Matty's on the softs. So Matty will definitely catch Chris.
It's just a matter of when.
You could see a lead change in 300s.
Yep, I definitely think this might happen with those mistakes that Larascal is making. It's not very traditional of Larascal to make mistakes. He has been doing a lot of practice. He had a couple lobbies open, not just for All Japan Championship, but also for the 2.4 hour endurance race. So definitely looking to see what type of practice has helped him out here.
Actually, this could be quite smart on Rascal's part, because he may go one stop, because obviously the 300 guys will not do 30 laps at all. And as I said at the start of the stream, maybe like, oh god, as he just nearly blocks on the bomber. He could probably roughly go maybe 28, maybe 27 laps. So with him having just about 20% of fuel, this might be smart of Rascal to do a one stop.
Yes, I do think that might be the case, as Matty right now 7/10 behind, and see what they can do. See what Matty can do going on to Blanchimont very soon, so we'll see what's going on. Go ahead and we will follow on board with Matty as he tries to make this move. He's probably going to try and make it at the bus stop.
So he's there, isn't he? He's there. We've got a battle for second place in class. We've got a 3-car battle for fourth in class with Jerry, Lato and Wiley all at it.
Two tenths now.
See the battle here. Oh god, Lato trying to outbrake Wiley in the bus stop chicane, and now Lato's got back end damage now. I don't know who on earth made contact with Lato, but he's battling with Jerry and Wiley, and as well the Furious is catching them too as well.
Ooh, I think Chris got Eau Rouge and Radion all wrong. Now Matty's gonna get the toe, and he's gonna get the run on the straight. I definitely think that Matty's got this at this point.
Yeah, Chris backed out a little bit early, so Matty effectively, you could say, he's gone into the lead, but he's sliding through turn 8. It's not going to help on those soft tyres if he keeps sliding his way through. So up into you can see a net lead now for Matty as the leader Inman makes his pit stop on lap 14 out of 30. So I'm wondering if he can stretch the gap or stretch his fuel for another 16 laps if he's doing a one-stop.
I think if he does go 100%, he's most likely going for a one-stop. So we'll see what he does when he comes out of the pits.
I'd imagine he'll still stay on the medium tyres because I don't think the softs will last for 16 laps at least. As you can see from the tyre, especially the left tyres, they're just about 75% more wear than them. But yet he's only gone on to 86%. So, and Law's just gone out in the lead. But obviously, Inman will have at least 4 laps fresher tyres than Law. So he will probably catch Law within a few laps or so. We're only just halfway through this race. The gap between Law in first and Predjit in fourth is only 8.7 seconds. And I mean, like half an hour into the race, 8 seconds is nothing. It really isn't in comparison to the other racing that we do. 8 seconds is literally nothing.
Yep, I think that right now, if we're looking at strategies, we can be looking at a potential strategy change from Inman. I don't know if he can necessarily do a whole...
Sorry, that's go mental there, but there's a battle going on for 5th place between the 2 Nissans. Crow nearly getting Lecombe all wrong. Now the bombers all over the back of them. So the 2 GTRs, that is GTRs, isn't it?
It is,
so
yes.
Yeah, they're going to be battling for 5th now. The only one's sort of struggling in still in 7th place, so keep an eye on them 2 battling. Crow. Don't be clipping the curb, especially if you want.
Nope.
Inside curb at least. No way.
So let's see, right now only Pred J is on the soft tires in that top 4 for the GT500. So he's catching on Kofi very quickly at the moment. 1.2 seconds away. We're expecting to see that gap come down significantly as the laps go on.
Yeah, I just noticed that he set the fast lap that last lap. Probably might go a teensy bit quicker, maybe. Oh no, he's thinking about 4 tenths quicker. So yeah, Predjit on it, and again that's because the fact that Kofi's on mediums and Predjit is on no soft tyres. Gap slowly coming down now between Lord to Inman. It's about 3 seconds. It was about 3.2 at one point. So Inman's starting to gain a little bit of ground now on Law.
Let me tell you, one person that has been, I know that right now Jerry is on the mediums and Wiley is on the softs, but Wiley is very impressive right now. He's currently sitting in, what is that, 4th position?
Rascal's in.
And I think that he's had a good showing so far, taking that softs for the middle stint. I'd like to see where he's going to finish off the race today.
Yeah, I mean, I did see him racing and like doing a bit of practice. He was sort of struggling his Lambo around. I know he spun off a couple of times at Stavro too. He did have that 3-car battle with himself, Jerry and Latto, but he did suffer some damage to Latto. But he is starting to pull away from Jerry Bear, and Furious too is taking a different line. Did he have some sort of penalty? Or was that just a different line that Furious is taking? Latto's gone into the pitch yet again. Yeah, probably fixing that rear end damage. It's just not gone well for Latto, hasn't it?
It has not. I wonder if he will participate in the interview today. I don't think
Probably
he
not.
might. But I hope he does. Always like to have more people to interview. But right now we're looking at Matty GT300 in the lead with about a 4.4 second gap between Chris and an 8.4 second gap between LaRascal. So that's going to be about 12 to 13 seconds in gap between Matty and LaRascal. Let's see. Do you think that Matty can continue to hold this lead? Oh, as Chris gets a penalty. Do you think that Matty can continue to hold the lead even after he does his final pit stop?
No, because I think Rascal, he's only, 11 seconds behind Matty. I think Rascal's good to go to the finish, but his Matty has to make another pit stop. So I mean, he can try and pull away as much as he can, but he's need to do qualifying lap after qualifying lap after qualifying lap, and then he'll probably want to have the gap to roughly about 25 seconds in the hope that he can stay ahead of Rascal when making his last pit stop. Because like I said, Rascal can go all the way now. He can definitely go all the way to the finish now. But I think with Matty, like I said, he's got to post in some really serious lap times. Like his lap 13 was 2:19.6, and his next lap was been a 2:18.3, and he's got to keep doing these early 2:18.3s. You know, at least the 2:18s consecutively. He's gone quicker again, 2:18.1. So you can see he's definitely trying, but he needs to put at least another 10 seconds or so to maybe get ahead out of Rascal when he comes out and does a second pit stop.
I think this is where, once we finally see our final pit stops come to a close, we'll finally see where this race is in terms of positions. I definitely think that Chris has pulled a little too many penalties so far to maybe challenge for the lead at the moment.
But a battle for third place now. Kofi versus Bridgie, two Americans going at it. And again, the lead is catching lap traffic, and Law has really hurt out a bit now. He just got bilateral. Please, I hope to God that lateral didn't get any damage from that. No, he doesn't. But the gap now down to Loba Inman, less than 2 seconds. Kofi and Bridgie still at it though for third.
Currently running 206s in those medium tires. Predje is still, he was doing low 206s, but he's got a 206.9 for his last lap, as he's currently been battling Kofi for roughly about a lap total.
Bridgie has got a good run now off of Radiona now onto the Kemmel Straight. Kofi's going to go defensive. Bridgie will go to the outside here. Late ditch there now, trying to get a side draft on him, but again Kofi's still protecting that third place ever so well and keeps defending it. So Kofi defending that bottom step of the podium. He is still in the fight at the championship. Bridgie is like way gone out of the points, because Bridgie's only on 18. Kofi's only 6 points away from the championship leader in, so Kofi cannot afford to drop any more points. I mean, what's his drop score? I think his drop score was, Kofi's drop score was 5. So I think by my reckoning, having third place, I think he'll gain points at least, but he doesn't want to lose third place in the reckoning.
Right now, he needs to maintain this this position, but we do know that Predje has already used his soft tires, and he hasn't found a way past Kofi at the moment, so Kofi is looking to keep his advantage at the moment, especially once they go into their final pit stop phase.
Gap now between Matty to Larasco. It's up to 13 seconds. He's just in laps at a 2:19.1, whereas Larasco did a 2:19.5. It was 4 tenths quicker, but he needs to be at least a second or a second and a half a lap. Or depending if Rascal can make a mistake, which we have seen done before in this race.
Right now, the closest battle is still Kofi and Predje. So right now,
do you know, I tell you what, sorry to butt you in there, but Wiley's really caught up to Rascal. Oh, has Chris got another penalty? Yes, Chris got another penalty. We're going to have ourselves a 3-car battle for second place now. He's going to come on the racing line. Chris goes to the middle. And look at Wiley!
Ooh,
what a lunge! Oh! He's got damage! Rascal's got damage!
Ooh, I don't think Rascal's going to be happy about that one.
That's definitely a report to the stewards there, definitely. But that was a lunge. That was definitely a late lunge on Wiley's part there. Yeah, he was like 2.5 car lengths back there. That was, I don't know. Like he's got some front left suspension damage there as Wiley, but he came back from a long way away, and knowing the Rascal, he'll be very annoyed by that.
Yeah, and I think Wiley was just overestimating his soft tires. He did not have the significant overlap required to give him the inside line. I definitely think that he should have tried to have backed out, or if he was going to miss his braking zone, he should have tried to just go straight ahead. Go for that runoff instead.
So what's gonna well, Rascal? That's gonna complicate things now because he'll definitely have to pit. I think he'll probably pit just to repair the damage at least. I don't think he'll change tires.
I mean, at this point,
well, quite possibly he might actually. He might go on a set of softs actually and just go the rest of the way. So we'll see what Rascal will do. There's no harm in trying that actually.
He's gonna stay out.
He's gonna stay out. He's gonna. I would have just said get the damage over and done with, put on a fresh set of soft tires and get your damage repaired and see what you can do.
Well, if we're talking about, you know, the current state of the race with Pret J has finally made his way past as Kofi's going into the pits. If we're looking at the current state of the race, I think what the logical decision would be is, yeah, maybe have gone into the pits, but they're looking at maybe about 2 or 3 laps of laps down in comparison to the GT 500s. So if you're looking at 30 laps, they're looking at maybe 27 or so. So I do think it's a better idea to stay out, get that soft tire on for less amount of time to maximize those softs if you're going to have to go in anyway.
I don't think he's going to win the race now comparing with that damage. This will count as a dropped score, so no matter what, I mean, he's had 4 first place finishes, so he's gonna be on 48 points no matter what. Because this race here, since he's running 3rd in the class, it'll be his worst finish. So this result will be his drop score as of the moment. But just seeing here now, Law's trying to go through his way around traffic.
As well as Inman.
He's gonna get held up so much now. May slip out for the lead soon. Yeah, less it's coming down to about a second, so Inman is pretty much within slip-through distance of Law.
Rascal is right there.
Oh. Now Inman's going to get held up behind Chris. And the gap extends up to 1.3. Now where's Pret J in all of this? He's only 4.3 back. He might be alright. He won't catch Wiley in here. He will probably pass him at the start-finish line. So Pret J, as you see there, Matty will make his second and final pit stop. So Pret J might be coming out alright on this, but he'll have to pit sometime soon. He's got about 20% of fuel left in his car. I think that Law just came into the pits. Yep. And the Rascal's coming into the pits to fix his damage.
Alright, so Inman has less than half, roughly about 45% of fuel. Looks like he is going for a one-stop.
9 laps for 45% of fuel? Is that doable? I think that's going to be nip and tuck.
Well, he did do 86% at lap 15. And
that's 6 laps ago, and he's now about 45. So that's 41% gone, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
With 9 laps to go. He may have short pitted. Less fuel in.
Maybe lap 25 he will come in for soft tires if he's not doing a one-stop.
Baldy One's just making his second and last pit stop. And now the good thing for Inman is he's got clean air. The only guy that's next out on the track that's ahead of him is the guy that's in the pit lane, which would be the Baldy One. He's just come out.
Yep.
So he's got a lot of clean air now as Inman.
Yep. Rascal is out on the soft tires now. He did go ahead and fuel up a little bit more. So it looks like this is going to be an all-out pace battle for Rascal. He's going to basically push as hard as he can, see if he can make any positions from here.
Well, Furious is only 3.5 seconds back, and then you got Matty that's sitting ahead of Furious, and he's only about 3 seconds ahead. and he's gone onto the medium tyres. So I think Rascal can get by at least both Furious and Matty. Maybe Jenny Bell too. He's only 3 seconds ahead of Matty.
That's about a 9-second differential, and they still have to make their final pit stops.
Actually, for the leading, it's quite close actually, because Chris is leading the 300s. He's 2.7 ahead of Wiley, who's still got that damage. And I think both Chris and Wiley were making their pit stop. And then you got Jenny, he's flashing to. He's only 2 seconds back of Wiley. He's going to lose a bit of time. They're getting on the AstroTurf off of Blanchimont. And then you got Matty 3.1 away. Furious is 4.4. And then you got the Rascal 1.5 second away from Furious. So
there goes Jerry.
Oh, Matty's got a penalty. Matty's got another penalty.
Yep, he went very wide at Blanchimont. He basically didn't know what track limits are. It's like we're in the real 24-hour.
So now, yeah, this may play into the hands of Rascal, even though he's had a bit of a scrappy race. But he's now sitting second in class, and he's got the faster tyre, so he's only 3.7 back of Matty. I don't know what is it with Rascal. Like, I just don't know. Like, he got involved in an incident with Latino at Kyoto. He was about 16 seconds back of the leader, still won the race, and then he's had a bit of a scrappy race here tonight. He's got an opportunity to go 5 in a row here.
I'm not sure. I am definitely checking to make sure he's putting on weight and not cutting it off. So definitely don't know what's going on in terms of how he's doing that. He's just so rapid. I don't know what to do about it.
Just looking again at the leader Inman, I don't think he's actually fuel saving at all. No, he's not really short shifted at all. So yeah, Inman is definitely going. He's got 25% of fuel. He's definitely 2-stop. He can't hold 25% for 8 laps, surely not. So
I don't think so, no.
With Law, he can definitely go all the way, and he's only 21 seconds back. So I think, and he's on the soft tyres and all. So Law could come out as the leader ahead of Inman, and I don't know where Pridgey will probably come out, but in fact Pridgey's coming into the pits now. So he's done his second soft tyre run. Although looking at those soft tyres, they still look pretty decent. But the fronts do. I don't know about the rears, but he'll probably change the mediums.
Yep, I think
he's changing tyres, yeah.
I wouldn't have stayed on those softs. They were, even if they were a quarter dead, they're still quarter dead. Mediums would be faster at this point.
Law's starting to gain the ground now on Inman. He set the fastest lap, 2:05.782 on that lap alone. Pridgey and the Bomber making their second and final pit stop. They'll probably change to the, well, I mean, Pridgey is just going out on the medium, so the Bomber may go to the softs now. Good race this from the Bomber. Kept his nose clean, still in that 5th place.
I definitely
He may lose 5th.
It all depends on where he comes out. It's just getting a lot of fuel.
Say that. It's got up to about 75%. Wiley's just there, and out goes Crow. So Crow only 4.5 behind. He's just ahead of Baldy. The problem is he's got Wiley just ahead of him going into what's Radion. Takes an awful lot of cab.
So here's the thing. There is roughly 7 laps to go. That means there's going to be about 27 laps for the GT300s. Matty's on the mediums, Rascal's on the softs. We know that the softs do wear faster, so over the course of the next 6 laps, we may be seeing a definite battle for the lead, but also how can Matty defend for this win.
This lap's been scrappy all over for Matty because Rascal was gaining every inch of front. I mean, if Rascal can win this race, that's the championship one in the 300 class at least. Because Chris now that's sitting in that 3rd spot, but I'm wondering if he's actually gaining on Rascal. He's got 9.5 seconds. That's quite a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I think those penalties that Chris suffered during the race has really hampered him.
He's already dropped that gap to half a tenth, 5/10. So we'll see. We'll ride along with this battle here for the lead in the GT300 field.
Kofi's now set the fastest
Rascal
lap,
goes
2:05.7.
way wide.
Oh, he's there. He's definitely there. Oh, half a second penalty. I don't think that's going to help him. I mean, that's not going to be a problem for Rascal, because he's definitely quicker than Matty, even though they're on different tyre compounds.
Right now, Cro-Magnon is coming to make a appearance in the play of this fight for the lead, as he's going to start making a fight through traffic. So we will see how this is going to affect the gap between Rascal and Matty. Just coming through Eau Rouge into Raidillon right now to the Kemmel Straight. I don't think it's going to play too much into the Rascal, but it's going to be coming up into Lacombe's on Matty, so this is going to create a huge factor going into the next part of this battle for the lead in the GT300 field. 2-second gap now. Matty closes the door on Crow. Didn't have a significant overlap to get that overtake done. Matty a little squirrely. 1.6 second gap between him and Rascal right now. Inman is into the pits.
It's going to go on the soft tyres. We may have a grandstand finish for the lead then.
Let's see where Law is at right now. He's going into the bus stop right now. It's going to be fresh softs versus slightly worn softs for this fight. 1.2 seconds between Matty and Rascal.
Inman may come out in third because oh no, Inman's still in the lead, only just. They're going to be side by side. Law's just got to shut the door on Inman and get the lead. So here we go. 6 laps. Can Law defend this lead? Again, going defensive on the Kemmel Straight. They don't have a lot of lap traffic to contend with. The nearest guy that's out there is at the Fania chicane. As Inman gets it all wrong and shortcuts that.
He's definitely going to get a penalty for that one.
Oh, 1.5, and he's got to burn it in the Carbon Paul Freire. Just after Stavolo 2.
Yep, he has a long time to burn that penalty, so that one is going to maybe put Kofi in the clutches of Inman at this point. That's basically the fight for the lead pretty much done right there.
I don't know, I mean, Inman has still been superbly quick around here, even though on those medium set of runs. So, I don't know, I mean, this penalty, it'll definitely allow Kofi to get back into the mix here. He's sliding through the final chicane. Now it's with Stavolo, and then Stavolo 2, that's when he has to burn his penalty. And then, see how far back Kofi is to Inman when Inman gets back going when he serves his penalty. So here he goes, comes Ghosted. Where does Kofi come then? He's just come out of Stavolo 2. So he's gained at least a second, 1.5 seconds, at least 2 seconds.
Going to be gaining more because Inman doesn't have any sort of run going down because he has to serve that penalty. I expect to be about 2.5, maybe 2.4.
Battle reunited again for the lead in the 300s. Matty versus Rascal, Epic Pouon. I think by my calculations here, with the dropped score, Chris will be on 36, Rascal will be on 48. Oh, was that enough room to squeeze a Ferrari there? So that's enough to give Rascal the title in the 300s.
Right now we're just watching some great action between the GT300 field as we possibly have a battle for the GT500 second and third place coming up soon, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. This could be a grandstand finish. 5 laps to go, first to third, 6.7 seconds.
Rascal is on the outside of Blanchimont right now. Backs out, gives Matty the space. Matty's going to take a defensive line. No, he's just going to go ahead and file in. Rascal is not going to try and dive through.
I think Rascal's got to go for 5 in a row, surely. I don't think he'll be happy to sit in second place. He'll want to go for 5 in a row. Win the title, like just like that, eh?
Well, right now...
I mean, Chris is game.
Whoa, Matty went a little squirrely. He couldn't get the traction down. Rascal's going to get a good run going into Eau Rouge. He's going to have a better run going onto the Camel Straight at this point.
Go onto the slipstream, and again, Matty goes to the middle of the track. He's going to leave the inside open. Well, that was very surprising to leave Matty to give Rascal the inside.
Ooh.
That was very strange of Matty just to let Rascal go through.
Yeah.
Left the gap on the inside. That's not like Matty.
I figured Matty would have tried to fight that a little bit more. He has the same amount of tire wear as Rascal does right now, so if he had continued to defend very hard, he could have worn out the Rascal softs and possibly even
yeah, I think that's game over. I don't think Matty's going to catch up with Rascal because if Matty's on the mediums, that's game over.
Let's see if Rascal picks up any more penalties. He has been going wide at the Blanchimont. So
holy smoke! Sorry there. Inman is flying 2-minute 4.594. He's just nearly went half a second quicker than his pole lap. Gap's come down 2.2 with 4 laps to go.
He definitely did not like that he had to use the runoff there to avoid possibly crashing into Law. So I think he's positively fuming.
They've got Latino ahead. He's sliding his way through no neighbours Latino. And here comes the leader, and Law's going to catch Latino at Pouon. This is not good for Law's here. He's going to catch him at the worst part. Oh, that's going to allow Inman to close right up now. That's at least a second gained. Oh, that's more than a second. He's now within slipstream distance, and Inman passed him at Defania. So here we go, lead battle now.
Yep. Lateral didn't. This is where Inman actually had a good opportunity of traffic. He hadn't had a great time maneuvering around the traffic in previous races, but he seems to have gotten around on optimal times. He's not losing much time, but Law definitely caught him up on the wrong spot.
Yes, like I said, it's one of the 3 places on the track where you just don't want to catch up to a lap car. Pouon, Blanchimont, and Eau Rouge. And that's what happened to Law. And all that time, he's lost 1.4 on Inman, so this is going to be interesting. 3 laps to go now. 7 attempts between them, and Kofi's still 6 seconds back.
I don't think there's much to say about the other positions. I think Kofi has got 3rd, Predjay's got 4th, and everyone else in their positions at the moment are currently sitting as Inman is going to try and get the draft.
Oh, he's trying to do the cutback on the straight then. Oh, he's going to go late on the brakes. He tried it earlier and it didn't go on. It didn't work. This time he did go on the brakes a little bit earlier than what he did on the that lap when he came out the pits. Oh, you can just tell Inman is just smelling blood, isn't he? He just wants to find any weakness in Law. Now, can Law sustain the pressure for 2.5 laps to keep Inman behind? You just feel the answer may not be no. Just the amount of pressure that Inman is given to Law, that's going to compromise it. Pouon nearly a little touch. Who's that the nearest guy then? They've just exited Blanchimont. Oh, he's all over the back of Law. I think it's just going to be a matter of waiting of where Inman can make the pass. I think it might be the bus stop.
And Law has significantly more worn softs at this point, so Law is really defending for his life right now.
Here we go. Wedge have to defend it. Blanchimont gets into the back again.
So Law is making that car as wide as possible. He's not giving him any inch to possibly even make an inside move.
He's going to go defensive again. He's going to go late on the brakes. He's trying to. Oh, there he gets into the marbles then. Oh my goodness me, this is some good racing here. 2 laps to go. Not held off for 1 lap. Can he do it for another 2? Now remember, these two actually, was it Law and Inman Autopolis on the last lap that Inman made a really attacking move on Law, and the two of them made contact at the hairpin at Autopolis last week. I wonder if Inman could be a little bit smarter here and maybe calculate the move. Although he gets Randy on absolutely brilliantly ahead of Law.
Yeah, right now, at Kemmel Straight, there's going to be a very small difference right now. They both have the same amount of weight on each car.
Jesus, man. Dearie me, this is tight.
This is definitely a battle that's going to last all the way up until the final lap, so I definitely think that any traffic they come up on right now is going to be the biggest factor in terms of this race.
Well, they're going to be catching up to Furious too. He's just entering Puon as well as Wiley, so I think Wiley's going to be making another pit stop, unfortunately. This is going to be very interesting. There's again all over the back.
Inman is just going crazy. He's so close to Law right now.
Oh, has he got it? No, he's not. Oh, Law getting the second part. Find your old Ron clips the curb. You want to be doing that? Oh, he is trying his life to hold on to this lead.
I want these two to be in the booth at the end of the race. I want to hear their thoughts. This is one of the closest races we've seen here so far, and it's been going on for the longest, so as they go through Blanchimont, we'll see if Inman is going to be able to make a pass here. If he's going to try to stick it up on the inside, Law goes for the defensive move.
Outside, late on the brakes. Can he do it? He's going to have the inside for the second part.
Oh,
touching. 1 lap to go.
No damage. They do have traffic. There's Furious.
Oh, Furious. Oh my God, Furious really late on the brake. He was really early on the brakes, and through goes Inman, or does he? Law will probably have to run. Kofi's in the pits. But I think Law has got the lead, I reckon. And I think that was all. Yeah, he's got him. Inman takes the lead, and I think that was all because Furious was so early on the brakes, it caught Law out.
Yeah, and they dived to the inside to avoid that, and Inman followed as well. We'll see if Law can get it.
Look at the run. Oh!
He's going to take the outside at this point.
He's going to go late on the brakes as he, side by side, last lap. He's going to be inside. He's got it back. Oh, through Aberdeen, more contact. This is more like BTCC than Old Japan, and Law's back through.
Law is back through into the lead. Again, I am surprised that Law is able to get these positions with how worn his tires are right now. Inman is trying his heart out. He gets the inside.
It's a
little tap again.
More contact. Now, who's starting ahead going into just exiting Puon? I don't want to look because this battle for the lead is too tense here. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat and it's wooden. I'm getting splinters on my bum. Oh, to the inside of Fanya!
He's going to take the inside. Is he going to be able to get it back? Law is on the inside now.
He's going to have the inside for Stabilo 1. He's going to push him off!
Law doesn't have very great tires. It's making him oversteer or understeer off the track, and that's not giving Inman any space.
Oh, he's got to get it done in the chicane here, but where can he do it? Is he going to do it before the chicane? To the Blanchimont they go for the last time. Oh, he's sticking to a couple of wheels on the light blue stuff. Now, what can Law do? Does he defend? He's going to have to heavily defend. Here we go, last lap. Late on the brakes. Who's going to get it? Does Law push him out wide? Parks the bus on the racing line. I think Law's going to get it unless Inman gets the run. Oh, no, he's off. Oh, no. Law gets the win.
Law ran out of gas.
Law ran out of gas. He ran out of fuel, but he just came across the line.
Law ran out of gas.
Deary me, man. What a finish there.
That was crazy.
Unbelievable. Oh, I tell you what, if only Kofi had more fuel in there, he would have won that. He could have won that.
I know that was a crazy final lap right there. Law ran out of gas right before the line. If Inman did not spin out, that would have been his win for sure.
Deary me, what an intense battle that was there. And I think we're going to see, well, we saw Law come across the line just about winning the race. Inman second, but what a show them two put on there in the last lap. Prejji gets third place, only a second ahead of Kofi. And then La Bomba Negra gets a top five. Good effort from him. Promac was second, and the body woman is seventh. Now we're just waiting for the champion-elect, Larasco, as he just makes his way through Stavolo 1. His fuel is flashing red, but he's good enough to go to the finish. And Rascal 5 from 5. If you include a drop score, it's still going to be first anyway. So he's going to have at least 48 points. Chris is more than 9 points away from Rascal heading into the final round. So Rascal, here he comes. Then Fruit Blanchimon, and he will be your GT300 champion.
What do you think was closer, this finish or my finish with Chile at Interlagos? Because we were about 1,000th between each other, but this one could have gone to the wire if Inman hadn't spun out.
Well, I think you just answered your own question.
It really could have gone to the wire. I think it would have been very much probably 1,000th.
The thing is, though, with the start-finish line to the chicane is quite short in Spa, whereas Interlagos, you got like that long straightaway. So that's, you know, if Spa had a longer start-finish line away from the chicane, then it could have been different then. But there you go. I'd still reckon your finish was closer than that, anyways.
I definitely. That's just. It was close all the way through. The entire last 5 laps. That was too close to call.
Deary me now. My voice just sore. My throat's hurting me.
All right, everybody. We will be confirming the results and then making sure that we are heading over to get our driver interviews. So we will be right back. Alrighty, everybody. So we are gonna go ahead and get started with our interviews. Right now, we've got some of the GT300 drivers in the booth with us. We'll go ahead and get started with the winner and most likely the champion of the GT300 class drivers championship. Larascal, how are you doing today?
Hi, Kobe. Yeah, I'm actually pretty ecstatic.
Alrighty, everybody. So
Oh
we
shit,
are
excuse
gonna
me.
go ahead.
Watch your mouth.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I take that word back. I didn't, never said it.
All right, penalty. You are no longer the winner.
That's a 5-second penalty, that is.
How are you doing
I think I
today,
still win
Larascal?
if it's a 5-second penalty though. So
10-second
I'm
penalty
happy to
then.
take that.
Having a good race today and getting a phenomenal finish. You had a lot of scraps with other drivers, Lateral as well as Maddie and Wiley Coyote. How was the race for you today? I know you're the first lap after the formation lap. You were falling down the order quite a bit. What was your thought process going in uh, when that was happening?
Yeah, the first lap didn't go so well. I kind of outbraked myself going into Lecum, and yeah, from then on, I think my tires just weren't up to temperature, and Chris got past me, Jerry got past me, Lateral got past, and it was yeah, it wasn't looking very good. But and I think it really put me on the back foot. So I had to, yeah, I had to just calm down a bit, and yeah, try and get on with it. And I guess a lot happened, but yeah, we got through it in the end.
Nope. And you incurred a little bit of damage in a late dive made by Wiley. You incurred some damage. I noticed that you didn't go immediately into the pits. Was your original strategy to just do a one stop, or were you planning on doing a soft stint at all?
So yeah, I mean, before the race, someone said that I needed to not use the soft tires. I think it was on this particular stream. So I kind of took it as a challenge to not use soft tires, and I wasn't planning on pitting again. And then yeah, obviously we had that incident. Wiley, I think it was Chris who was burning a penalty up ahead, and that kind of confused the both of us. Well, I basically went easy going into the braking zone. Wiley didn't kind of, I guess, react to that, and it kind of turned into a, I guess, late braking dive bomb lunge, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it gave me some damage. But I didn't want to pit because I wanted to see if I could actually make it to the end. Yeah, unfortunately, the pace just wasn't there. I was like really down on top speed, so I was like, well, you know, we tried. We were going to do the one stop, but yeah, I guess it was nice to have the softs to fall back on, and I thought, hey, if I can put them on, then at least I've still got some pace to try and hunt people down.
Well, it definitely worked out in your favor. I think you would have possibly challenged for the win regardless. Um, you're just very, very rapid and in that in that Ferrari. And I don't think there's anything we can do to cut you down other than putting you on hard tires next round, maybe. But I'm not gonna say anything or otherwise. But
Well,
yes.
you know, I mean, you say that now. I mean, maybe I should just go on hard tires for Suzuka. It's a really fun track.
Mhm.
Probably going to feel like absolutely terrible with hard tires going through the first sector, but yeah, I mean, it should be a really fun race, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, no pressure because I think that's the championship wrapped up today. Um, yeah, but hopefully both the drivers and the team. So yeah, really really happy about that one.
Yeah. We had Law taking over for your teammate Darth, who also pulled over a win today, which I definitely do think gives the team championship to Sukuderia Spin Hado. But going into the next round at Suzuka, the ballast is going to fall off completely for everybody. How are you feeling going into Suzuka, regardless of any sort of funny tire rules the community tries to come up with you? How are you feeling going into Suzuka in general as the ultimate final race?
Well, I think the pressure's going to be off, so I might speak to some people in the team, in at the factory, and see if we can arrange something that will make the race a bit more interesting come next Sunday. Not that it needs to be, because I always love driving the Ferrari, but yeah, we'll do some stuff behind the scenes, and yeah, I'll get back to you on that one.
All right, congratulations again. I do believe, like you said, that is pending the final results. That definitely do think that is your drivers and team championship locked in. So congratulations, and I'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks, Kobu. I'm gonna go get some champagne now.
All right, you're sitting on the top step with and blowing it out to the crowd.
Yeah. Except, face masks, and we're gonna try not to break the champagne bottle. We're not gonna do, the Lando Norris thing. We're just gonna open it normally.
All right, definitely see you next week. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Kobu.
All right, we'll be taking a look at the.
Champagne, champagne, and a swear jar too for that.
I think there's only 5 cents in there for that swear jar. We will be looking at Maddie, who came in second place here in the GT300 field. Maddie, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm okay. It was definitely an interesting race.
You sound a little winded there. You were fighting for the lead with Larascal for a couple of laps. You were on the medium tires and he was on the softs. What was going through your head through that particular stint? And what was your plan going into that final stint of the race?
Well, I will admit, when he was like a few seconds behind me, I didn't know he was on soft tyres then. I thought I'd had a bit of hope there. I thought I was going to get my first win today. That's why I sound a little bit crestfallen. It was a good race still, but I was hoping I was able to hold out, but I soon realised that he was on soft tyres, and I was kind of fighting a losing battle there.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to note is when he finally made that pass on, I believe it was the Kemmel Straight. You had sat the car in the middle, but you had given him the opportunity to get onto the inside. Normally, we see you fight a little more aggressively for your position there.
Well, yeah, well, I wasn't sure. I didn't really think he was going to dive that deep in, and at the time, I didn't realise he was on the soft tyres, so I didn't think he was going to do it. I didn't think at the time. I thought if he was still on medium tyres, I thought he wasn't going to possibly make it through, or he was going to. Well, usually what I do is I let them sort of have the deep inside. They usually overshoot, and I just cut right back in. That was the plan, but then I realised that he just had a lot of grip there, so he's got softer tyres. And very soon after that, I realised he was just pulling away from me rapidly, so that's confirmed it. So that's why I didn't want to go too mad, because I didn't want to cause a crash.
Well, regardless, you did have a very good race. You were having some scraps with both Lateral and even Jerry Bear a little bit, and Chris. But you ended up securing a second place finish today, and I definitely think that is a good result. Going into the final race at Suzuka, how are you feeling going into that race in particular?
Well, I do like Suzuka. I'm sure if that necessarily means I'm going to be quick there, but I hope, especially since there's no ballast now. So yeah, it's gonna can only hope.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in for the interview today. Congratulations on your second place finish today, and I will see you next week.
Thank you. Thanks for hosting.
Thank you. All right, and we will be looking at our third place GT300 finisher today, Chris. Chris, how are you doing today?
Hey, good, thanks. How are you?
Doing very good. You had a third place finish today. We saw that you were possibly going to challenge for a win today. You were out in the lead. Rascal had fallen down the order, and you roughly a 8 second differential between you and the rest of the field. But you ended up started getting a couple of penalties. What was going on throughout the race today?
Yeah, opportunity missed, I think. I think the penalties was just lack of concentration or trying too hard to keep the gaps. When the other class were coming through, I could just see the time going down. It was annoying me a little bit, but yeah, a couple of mistakes there. And then I underfueled too much. I was expecting just to do 27, not 28 laps at the end, and had I fueled properly, I might have managed to just catch Matty because it looked like he was running on fumes. And then obviously when Pascal changed his strategy because of I didn't know if he took a bump or just realised that he might not win it with just one stop. I wasn't sure at that time what happened, but I saw him change and I guessed that he was going back onto softs, and then that was it. But I think one of the main issues was I let Matty just go straight past because I knew he was on softs, and I thought my battle would be with Rascal at the end, and then yeah, a few mistakes compiled, and yeah, third place it was.
Well, regardless, a third place finish is still very good, and you came out ahead of your other competitors as a result. Um, Going into the final round at Suzuka, ballast will be falling off. How are you feeling about Suzuka in general, as well as the final round of our race?
I'd not raced often on Suzuka. It's not one of the tracks I actually do during the week in the dailies if they're on. And I try to avoid it, so it'll be interesting for me on that one how I practice this week. I think I can seal second if I beat Matty, because I think it'll be 9 point difference if there's no any other penalties. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I think it'll be me and Matty and maybe Jerry as well. I don't know how close he would be. If Rascal takes the win as usual, then it'll be the battle for 10, 8, and 6 points. So yeah, good fun.
All right. Well, it's great to hear from you, Chris, and congratulations on your third place finish today, and I hope to see you next week.
Yeah. Cheers, Rose.
Thank you. And we'll be taking a look at the fourth place finisher for the GT300 today. Jerry Bear, how are you doing today?
Hey, Kobu, doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great myself. So you were finishing fourth today, and your qualification was fourth, so there was no improvement. But you were involved in a little bit of scrap and battles today. How did you feel about Spa in general, and how did you feel your race went today?
Well, Spa is a fantastic track. Probably one of the best ones in the game, honestly. So it was a lot of fun just to race around there. It was fun all week in the practices, and the race went well after the second lap. There was I think it was maybe lap 7, lap 2, and lap 11 all in the first stint. I mean, each one of them was like 5, 6 seconds lost, and I mean, we got lucky in lap 2. I think Maddie kind of caught me from coming across the whole track and just absolutely killing everyone. I was terrified I gave him damage, but then when he caught up and passed me, I assumed that we probably got away with no damage there. And then just mistakes in the first stint. Everything else went really well. Battling with Wiley kind of slowed me down, but that was about it.
All right, and in particular, you had a little bit of scraps with Wiley. Now, how do you feel in terms of Wiley as a driver? Do you feel like you've come across him often? And when you did come across him today, did you feel like the battle was going well in your favor?
Yeah, I mean, everything was fair play from him, honestly. I mean, we were teammates back in the GR3 championship, so we've raced against each other and practiced against each other a lot. And I mean, to be honest, he's come just used to be wouldn't be able to keep up with me, and I've been telling him to stop backing out on me, just battle. Like, don't give me positions for free. Like, you are easily as fast as me. And I mean, he pretty much proved it today that when he really sticks his car in there, I think it was going into Lacombs where he just kind of kept it on the outside and put me back. And yeah, finally got by me because I was trying to slow down his softs the whole time because I figured we might end up racing because I've lost so much time to the leaders that I was trying to kill his soft stint, and he just kind of stuck it on the outside and went around me, and it was tough but clean.
That's what I like to hear. I definitely have seen Wile E. Coyote improving a lot, and I'm glad to hear that you've got great things to say about him. And going into the final round at Suzuka with no ballast, how are you feeling going into the final round?
Pretty much like Chris said. It's a track I've raced before, but not a lot, so it'll definitely need some practice. But you know, if Rascal's in, he's gonna run away with it. And then it'll probably fall into the battle between Batty, myself, Chris. You know, Wiley's been showing pace. Furious has been showing insane pace. So I mean, honestly, who knows after Rascal? We're all kind of, you know, anyone can go anywhere.
I definitely agree. Well, congratulations on your fourth place finish today, and I definitely look forward to seeing you at Suzuka next week. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks, Gabber. See you next week.
Yep. All right, now we've got the big boys. Law is the GT500 winner today with a very exciting finish. Law, how are you doing today?
Are you not entertained?
I am.
I need to watch back that stream. That was just the most intense thing I've ever done.
It was
so brilliant.
It was very intense. We were tracking your fuel, tracking your tires. We were seeing that you were definitely struggling as Inman was on fresher rubber, and you somehow made moves stick and defended like hell. How are you feeling in general, knowing that overall just all of what culminated in those last few laps, and then knowing you ran out of fuel?
Yeah.
But Inman had spun out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, starting at this, well, if I go back from the first stint, I got I was falling behind the pack, really. Kofi and Inman were fighting at the front, and I got quite lucky. I think it was on lap 9, where Kofi got a penalty for, I think, going wide at No Name, and then we were just all getting really, really held up with all the GT300s, which sounds like a really great race, so I'd like to watch that back as well. They were all really close to each other, and then I got past him, and then yeah, for some strange reason, I kind of could control the pace from there, the gap between me and Kofi. I just thought, Inman, he's just out of there. And then I think it was, I pitted on lap 11, and I saw that Inman was going further, and I thought he was possibly going for the one stop, which is possible, but you have to do some serious fuel saving. I thought, right, well, that's interesting. I mean, he's got the pace on everyone, so it'll be hard, but let's see. So I pitted at lap 11, and then I think just because I had pitted on lap 11, when I pitted on lap 11, we had just got past all the traffic the lap before. So I wanted to extend out by another lap so I could let all the traffic, so I could, gain another 14 seconds on the traffic. So when I pitted and came out, I wasn't in the traffic. I'm not sure what happened to Kofi. I'll have to look at the replay. But when we came out of the pits, he was 6 seconds behind, and it kind of stayed like that. So I was just really minding my own business for the rest of the race, really. And then, just on the second, when I pitted on my second stop, things were going okay. And then I think on lap 24, I saw Inman dive into the pits. And I was about 20 seconds behind. And I thought, well, okay, let's see. He'll probably come out like 3 seconds ahead of me or something like that. And I did purple. I did a purple lap just on the lap that he came in. And I think it was just a minuscule. It was about 1 or 2 tenths that extra lap time that I did the lap before got me ahead of him. And then from there, it was just, I can't even explain it, honestly. I just can't explain it. I was gapping him okay, it was about 3 seconds, and I thought this will inevitably come down. But then I think it was on lap 27, I got really, really unlucky with coming up behind Rascal at Pouan. And yeah, he was about 6 tenths behind me then after that. And I don't even know. I just don't know. It was just really, really hard but fair racing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It was one of the craziest races we've seen so far, and you were reserving for Darth this time around, and we will be looking forward to Suzuka in the next round. Do you think you will expect to reserve again for Suzuka?
Well, I mean, yeah, I hope more people are knocking on my door. I don't know. If anybody wants a good result, then yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got pretty lucky, I think, but with the defending and everything. But if anybody wants, I'm more than happy to fill in for anybody.
Well, it seems like you've been enjoying your time here at All Japan Championship, and definitely congratulations on your win today, and thank you for coming out for an interview.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right. In the second place by just a fair margin, Inman, how are you doing today?
Hi Kobe, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. So the bus stop chicane, you were very, very close between you and Law, but you just got on the throttle too early from what it looked like, and you spun out. Let's talk about that entire battle. What was your thought process knowing that Law was in front of you coming out of the pits and going into your soft tires? What was going on there?
I mean, I knew Law was really, really good at defending. Like, probably one of the best defenders I've come across. So I knew it wasn't going to be easy. So I thought, I've got to run straight out the pits. I'll see what I can do around the outside. And that didn't really go too well. But, who knows? If I hadn't got that penalty, who knows? It was just a crazy, crazy, amazing battle.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Let's talk about your strategy. We were seeing you do about, I think, 15 laps on your medium tires, so we were seeing that it may have come down to a one-stop. Was the plan a one-stop, or were you expecting to do a two-stop?
Yeah, the plan was a one-stop, medium to medium, with a bit of fuel saving. I could do it, but then I have this kind of like, I don't know what it is, like a nervous twitch on the controller, and I misclicked on, like, I stopped refueling too early. So I was kind of forced into a two-stop. So I thought I might as well go onto the softs at the end. And yeah, I probably should have gone on a lap or two earlier, but oh well. It resulted in an amazing battle anyway.
Yep. It definitely did result into an amazing battle. Now, unofficially, we're looking at the points right now with the drop scores. You're looking at 44 points for yourself, and with Law covering for Darth today, Darth has 42 points. This is unofficial results at the moment. We're looking at a 2-point differential between you and Darth in the Drivers' Championship. How are you feeling about that differential, and what is your plan going into Suzuka?
I mean, I'm just gonna focus on the race at Suzuka, try for a consistent pace, and then hopefully, well, obviously if I win, I'll win the championship, I would assume. But yeah, I'm just gonna focus on single race and hope for the best.
All right, and with Suzuka being our final race, with the ballast dropping off as well, how do you feel about Suzuka as a course for the final round of the series?
Suzuka's one of the tracks that I enjoy more as well, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's a track that can promote a lot of mistakes, being as there's no run-off areas or anything, and it's very, 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 very tight and twisty, but I'm hoping I'll have the consistency to stay on the black stuff.
All right. Congratulations on your second place finish. You showed us a very great close finish all the way up until the end. Thank you so much for all of that you do in terms of driving to make us as viewers and commentators entertained with your skill. Thank you for coming in for an interview today, and I hope to see you next week.
Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for hosting.
All right, and our final interview for today is going to be Pred J in the third place finish. How are you doing today?
Hey, Kobu, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. So you had a third place finish, relatively quiet race after everything settled down. I don't think there was any particularly huge incidents. How was the race for you today?
Yeah, like you said, I was able to kind of keep the mistakes small. So it was nice to, be only like 12 seconds behind, the leading pack on lap 29. And then something must have happened to Kofi. He must have picked up some substantial damage on lap 29. He went into the pits, and I was just able to kind of just have a pretty quiet third place there. Overall, I tried to do a bit of a different strategy and use my softs on the second stint, but I ended up behind Kofi, and he was on the mediums, and I just couldn't get by him at all. I would get a run going down the Kemmel Straight, and then as soon as I popped out, the GTR would just not the GTR, the Lexus would just like keep gaining on me, and it wasn't getting done. And then fortunately, maybe eight laps into my 10-lap stint on softs, he picked up a penalty going into no name, and that was like, the whole strategy was shot at that point.
All right. Well, with your qualification, you qualified fourth, and then you improved one position to third. Do you feel that the overall racing in general has been close, tight, exciting, or not? We know that the fight for the win today was very close, but in terms of everything else on track, do you feel like everything's been mostly civil, dirty? How do you feel?
Yeah, no, everything's been pretty well behaved. I mean, if I had to pick a complaint about anything, I just think I think sometimes on the opening lap, people are a little too risky, but you also, it's important to pick up track positions where you can. So I guess if you're willing to take that risk, then you get the reward. But overall, everybody's clean, and I mean, wow, what an amazing finish today. I was trying to, just finish my race, and I'm listening to the broadcast, and it was just like, that was exciting stuff.
It definitely was exciting. Now, moving on into the final round, you were going to be looking at Suzuka with no ballast on the cars. How are you? Are you excited? How are you feeling about the final round at Suzuka?
Yeah, I'm excited. I like Suzuka. I wouldn't say I'm good at it, but I like it just because it's such a wild track, and I think there's going to be a lot of good broadcast moments from this race just because it's such a difficult track.
All right. Thank you for coming in for the interview today. Congratulations on your third place finish, and I will see you next week.
Thanks, Gobu. See you next time.
Thank you. Alrighty, everyone. That is the All Japan Championship Round 5 at Spa. That is finished. Congratulations to the drivers on a amazing race. That's Rascal in the GT300 and Law in the GT500. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed all of that action, make sure to check out our Discord channel. We have a rule book that you guys check out. We have the rookie series that you participate in to earn your driver's role, and that will allow you to participate in these type of events. We have the 2.4 hour Spa endurance race coming up very soon. This is next Saturday, and then once the All Japan Championship series comes to a close, we will be opening up our flashback series that is going to be all of the best races that Adrenaline Racing community had to offer. That's going to be the MX-5 Roadster, the McGann Trophy Cup race, the Super Formula, and the Le Mans Multi-Class Group 1 and Group 3, and the Group 3 Championships. This is all leading into Season 5 of ARC's pretty much final season up until Gran Turismo 7, so definitely come, check out the Discord, see all the rules, make sure you agree, and then we will hopefully see you on the track. But my name has been Kobu, my co-host is My Savloy, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.